Danny, Brando, and Todd.
Hey, kid!
Welcome to Ball Busters, a show for fans by fans. From who's hot, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to who's not, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, to what's on the menu for the tailgate and everything in between and all around. I am your 8th round selection quarterback, Danny Feedback. Lining up way too close behind me is our producer, Dirt McCoy.
Yes, sir.
And flanked out is our diva receiver and MVP of Ballbusters today, Big T Little Odd.
I'm always here. Here I am.
Oh, man, if you have a sport, chances are we will bust your balls. You know what you are today, Todd? You are like Trask. You're coming in behind the MVPs. They're not here today. We got no Liz. We got no Brand. You have huge shoes to fill. You're on that side of the table, that side of the sideline, that side of the field. Are you going to show up today, Big T? Or are you going to be a little odd?
I'm going to be a little bit of both. I always show up.
All right,
I feel the Bucs did pretty good with that little trash. I mean,
you're a Gators fan now, aren't you?
I'm not.
You're a lizard person.
Oh, man. I'm still going to give him daps, though. There's been many Gators that have come to our team that have been done well. And as much garbage I talked about him because he was a Gator all in his college career, I guess now I can start to be his fan.
This is very true. You know who he looks like to me?
Who?
Like, I mean, really, like, spot on to me. At first I was like, does he have some Tebow? No. Dilfer. Oh. He looks like a young Dilfer. If you look at him in the face, it's like, oh, my gosh. Is this meant to be?
Why would you wish that on somebody, though? I mean, he's going to be balding early. I mean, come on. Don't do that. I like some Dilfer. Probably way less mobile than Trask is. I mean, Trask, we'll see what he does. I mean, he set some big records in the SEC. Stuff that was held by Danny Werfel, some really, really great quarterbacks. I mean, he dominated a lot of stuff. Touchdown passes, touchdown yards, I think, in a single season this year or last season. So we'll see. And he gets to be tutored by by Mr. GQ himself, Brady. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to give him some insight. But, hey, second round's better than I did.
He's set up for success, man. He really is. Yeah. I mean, he's going to have what? Probably 2 years. Brady's not going to treat him like a piece of crap. Probably back in the day, you go back to the Patriots, 5 years ago when Garoppolo was there. Brady's just like, Garoppolo. Brady knows he's down to his last couple years. That's something cool. Take someone under your wing and pass that torch. You know what I mean? Yeah. You might pass it on and really relish that role instead of no, this guy's not nipping at your heels. Trask ain't nipping at your heels. You know what I mean? Just get him ready for 2024, right?
24. I mean, especially when you think about having Tom Brady as your quarterback's coach in 2024. I mean, he has to do something in his afterlife. I mean, he's playing
his afterlife.
Afterlife after NFL football. I mean, you hang around this long defying a lot of odds. I mean, he's done nothing but defy odds. Why would you step away to be an announcer? He's no Tony Romo. He's better to look at than Tony Romo, but, I mean, I'd much rather see him coaching.
You could open up that avocado milkshake stand. Come on, man.
Kraft's massage parlor.
Oh, no.
Get your cheese spread here.
How can they not trade Watson to New England? All right, I'm not going to bring it up anymore. It's a match made in heaven, am I right?
I think so. Oh, man. What do you think about old Aaron?
Oh, man. Isn't it great how they time it perfectly? It's like, get ready for the draft. Get ready for the draft. And then I believe I got the text from Liz. It was like, Aaron Rodgers wants out. And I'm like, what the heck is this stuff? He's like, oh, man, just disrupting everything. He's still hurt from last year.
And I always thought it was going to be that Seahawk Wilson that was going to be the big stink in the offseason. But Aaron had to do him up. I think he's just doing a little drama play, building up a little hype, trying to sell himself next season.
It would be interesting. I do like to see these guys at different teams. It would be cool. It would just be fun to watch. But man, I mean, that's going to be a big-time trade. The Packers are going to want a lot if they really are going to trade him away.
There's not a whole lot of quarterbacks that have had success at multiple teams, though. I mean, you can think of some, Flutie. You can think of, who else we have here? Favre did pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, Brady, we can't call that multiple teams, but
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't.
I guess so.
Brady is only he was only the second to win a championship with two different teams, right?
Yeah,
Like
you
as
got
a starter?
Manning, yeah.
Yeah.
Manning too. That's another one. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to clip a wing, let him run off. You know, I think we'll see what he does. Is he
How
gonna
many years does he have left, Aaron, at Green Bay?
Too many, apparently.
Oh, you mean on his
On his
contract?
contract, yeah.
Oh, man. I would still think he's probably got another couple on there. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because usually they wait till you still have a couple left and then re-up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would imagine he still has a couple, but it's just, you're looking to move on if you got, I mean, but it's funny because, I mean, he was drafted and sat on the bench for what, like 3 or 4 years when Favre was
right.
finishing off. So why can't they just do the same thing?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I was having the same conversation with on the back porch. I'm like,
How's it different than what
how is it different than any other situation? You know, I mean, apparently he's just showed himself that he's a poor teammate.
Oh,
That's what I see. I mean,
no. Are you talking about, is this double jeopardy?
Oh, I'm doubling down. Name that trader for 2000.
Has there ever been a situation where a reigning MVP has been traded this next season, like in the offseason?
Good question.
Because I know in baseball it's only happened one time, and that was when Giancarlo Stanton got traded from the Marlins to the Yankees. So that's why I'm curious if that's ever happened before, because that seems like a very unlikely thing to happen, you know?
Yeah, I would guess not. I mean, there have been some big seasons where they let the guy go the next year. I don't know if MVP level, but who was that? The running back for the Cowboys before Elliott. He went off. Was that Murray?
DeMarcus Murray.
And he went completely crazy, and then they shipped him away to Philly. And I was like, oh my gosh! But I was like, that was really his only crazy year. You know what I mean? He had like 1,800 yards or something. It was a fantasy
What are you talking about?
beast.
He's still hammering it down in New Orleans.
Oh no, that's Latavius.
I thought that's not the same. Latavius came
Yeah.
from. He was at Oakland,
Minnesota and Oakland. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Too many Murrays.
Murray.
So that brings up the question: who's the big NBL this week?
Man,
Do you have several draft related?
I didn't get too much into the draft. I got a couple draft ones for you. I think I got some good history notes here.
There's the music.
Here's Big T, Little Odd with the NBL and the NBW of the week.
All right, this segment of NBL NBW is brought to you by 3B Debris Removal. That's right, I've been working hard to get that correct, and I finally got it correct.
Todd, you got it all wrong again.
Well, sometimes you spend a lot of time trying to pick up your front yard. You know, you don't know how to deal with it, right? I mean, you just might be a redneck. Who knows? It's time to get rid of that old Briggs and Stratton 5-horsepower riding lawnmower. Traded him for a lithium-operated battery-powered lawnmower.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm just saying, that's kind of seems to be the move right now. Well, if you're ready to get rid of that old gas engine lawnmower, call 3B Debris Removal. I don't like this extra stress Danny just put on me right here. But anyways, I'm hoping Rocco could come over here and remove that stress for me because it feels like a debris right now. So, with that said, you can go to 3bdebrisremoval.com or call 321-263-9697. Once again, that's 321-263-9697. Mention Danny is a douche and you'll get a 10% discount. That's a great deal.
Also, it's Rocco's anniversary today.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Married?
Yep.
What's
Anniversary of what?
I don't know. I mean, I have work anniversaries. Like I get the plastic wooden ring for 25 years or something. Woo! Work extra hard these next 4 years. Anyways, let's get into some stuff here with the NBL. We got a couple tragedies. I'm going to start off with the one that happened today, and that's Pete Lammons. Actually, it didn't happen today. It happened, I think, Thursday. At the age of 77, he played 7 years with the Jets, including a Super Bowl win. Super Bowl win, and he fell off a boat fishing
man.
in Major League Fishing tournament and drowned.
Wow.
He also won a national college championship with Texas. So, I mean, he had a pretty good career, but it's just tragic that his best finish is, I think, third he had in 2008 or something. And he's fished in like some 57 professional fishing tournaments, bass fishing tournaments. So,
Wow.
Man, Brando, be careful out there. Be careful. All right. May 1st. Let's stay on the tragedy here. May 1st, 2003. Not an oh yeah moment, man, from Randy Savage. But Miss Elizabeth, she went down on an overdose at the age of 42, man. Yeah.
Did you say Miss Elizabeth went down on what? Who?
She overdosed on the count.
So
I would imagine probably if she was going down that day at all, it would have been Lex Luger because that's who gave her the drugs that killed her.
Anywho, she's famous for being with Randy,
Yeah.
Macho Man Savage, if y'all didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
We got some births, some new welcomers here into this world. April 30th, 1961, the great hobbled one, Isaiah Thomas.
okay, all right.
He was born. We also have a May 2nd, 1975, my first man crush was born.
Uh-oh.
Who known for marrying some of the Spice Girls, that's my man David Beckham. Oh my God. He was my first man crush. I mean, I don't know idea. If I could do anything to... Hey. Now, a little history here. April 30th, 2015 NFL Draft. Famous crab leg Winston was drafted by the Tampa Bay Bucks first overall. What are you talking about? It built us to where we are because we got him. We got good wide receivers after that. They went and got Mike Evans, I think, the following season. Or maybe they had Mike Evans before that.
Yeah, the year before.
And look where we're at now. Drafting last in the first round. It's a mystery. April 30th, 1961, San Francisco outfielder Willie Mays becomes just the 9th player in Major League Baseball history to hit 4 homers in one game.
Oh, wow.
And then this right here is just natural-born losers, all right? I don't have any better way to describe this. But April 30th, 1968, 3 Oriole pitchers walk 14 New York Yankees in the 9th inning of a game.
Oh, my God.
What?
How do you do that? Were they hitting every one of them?
Yeah.
You're like, beam them.
14 walks would have been
A minimum 13 or 12
56
runs.
balls thrown. 14 walks. That's 4 balls for a walk, right?
No, they lost.
56.
They lost 14-4. So you just think about that. No, that's the wrong one. They didn't lose by that, but they walked 14. So 14 would account, even if you did it in a succession, that's going to account for 11 runs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you throw a home run in there in the mix,
Yeah.
things get juicy. And then another history. May 1st, 2000, the great Barry Steroid Bonds is the first Major League Baseball player to hit a home run into San Francisco Bay.
Oh, yeah. That's when
Creating
they moved
kayaks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. They still do that now. It's funny, man, because when they moved from Candlestick Park and built the new park for them, over the right field wall is a bay, right? So people go out there in their kayaks and wait for home run balls to be hit out there, and then they go running out or
Oh, that is great.
paddling over and get them. Yeah,
He totaled 35 in his career.
35 into that bay. What you mean? He hit 35 into the bay.
Was he hitting them into your bay?
No, I'm asking the question. You said 35
Total in his career, he
Okay.
hit 35 into that.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Into that there marina.
That's
So
awesome.
watch out. I don't know what kind of insurance policies they have for boats in there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the NBL, NBWs. I can't say his name, Dirt. Say it for me.
Who?
He's the first pitcher since...
Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, almost took off.
Yeah.
First pitcher since Babe Ruth in 1917 to lead the Major League Baseball in home runs as a pitcher.
Starting pitcher.
As a start, well,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
And I think it was 7. It lasted for about 5 hours. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Then that Cure, what, I can't say the guys from Atlanta. Cure, the little fella.
Acuna.
Acuna.
Yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, he took it over.
Yeah.
All right. We have a local guy here, too. In high school baseball, we have a local natural-born winner from Lake Mary Rams. When a senior pitcher, Keegan Perez, pitches a no-hitter Tuesday night
Oh, wow. at
Sanford Memorial Stadium. Perez pitched a no-hitter for the underdog Rams, who are 14-11, in a win 6-0 over top-seeded Orange City University, 19-5 record.
Wow.
In the 7A District 2 semifinals. So they're moving on to the state championship. Also noted is the coach of the team is his dad.
Yeah.
That's still good, though. I mean,
Well, yeah, you can't. Yeah, Dad can't have anything to. I mean, there's no way you can fake a no hitter. Like,
I
you got to
know.
really do that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, his dad. Yeah, but his dad's the coach. Because there was parents on the other team saying that shit.
I'm going to see if you're paying attention. And we're going to talk about the first pick in the draft right here.
Okay.
And we have an MBW. And that's naturally born wearing the worst shoes. And that's the first pick. That's Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Who wears a nice 3-piece dinner with some Chuck Taylors? I saw them. Like, everything looks good. Whole lady got the stilettos on, looking like they were tall just to try and get up there close to him. But he has these bright white shoes on with that suit.
Because of his brother, his hippie brother. I'm telling you, he's into psychedelics. It's that whole carryover of the Chuck Taylors during that drugged-out 70s phase that his older brother went through. It all lines up. I'm telling you, this is
might
the
be onto
first psychedelic quarterback. I'm starting to become a fan of this guy. I didn't want to, but I'm starting to turn. I still hate Urban Meyer, but I mean...
Urban Meyer spells arrogance, spells condescending. He was a scumbag at Florida. He almost died with a heart attack because he's a piece of fucking shit. Nobody would have fucking shed a tear if he died right on the fucking field at Florida because he was a cocksucker.
Who said that?
Who knows? Who
You knew who
cares?
that
A
was?
fan.
We're getting it.
Just a fan.
We're getting his
That's
word
great.
out there, though. I appreciate that. That's great stuff. But that was, man, Lawrence, you might be onto something. He might be the Bill Walton of NBA.
Oh,
this
man.
is great. I love it. Yes, man. He's going to
that'd
get
be
his
great.
medical card. He's in Florida.
Why not?
Hey.
Yeah. I think I don't know that they probably are. Antonio Brown's been in all sorts of trouble. But we'll get to that later.
Well, they're not. They just announced this week that they're after the first preseason game, they're no longer testing for THC the whole rest of the season. Yeah.
Anyways, I want to stay with football on this for another natural-born winner, and I think it's the natural-born winners of the draft.
All right.
And I'm going to stay with Jacksonville. Okay. I like the fact that they got Lawrence, and then they went and got Lawrence's favorite running back, little Shifty Eddie in. Very nice. And then there's the talks of Tebow. What's going on? I mean, come on. Have him as a halfback tight end threat? Did they just create a new position?
Unbelievable. I would love to see it, but I mean, the
who
guy's
knows?
in his 30s. He's not a physical specimen like he sort of was.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's Urban Meyer. Who else might come back? Terrell Pryor? I mean,
You might have a little juice in the tank. You never know.
Riley Cooper's going to make another run?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, for a team like Jacksonville, it might work. I mean, I just remember when they were talking about it. Remember when New England signed him for a short period of time?
Yeah.
And a bunch of the reporters were asking Bill Belichick, and they were like, well, why didn't you convert him to a tight end? And Bill Belichick was just shaking his head. And he goes, that's the dumbest thing he goes, I don't know why people keep saying that. He's like, the tight ends that are playing the NFL have been playing tight end for a long time. They got experience doing this. And you think this guy is just going to come in and and learn a new position and be better than guys who've been doing it forever? He's like, it doesn't work that
Hey,
way.
LeBron could do it.
Hold on.
That's what Belichick said. I don't know.
Belichick must have been wrong about Tony Gonzalez, too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Tony Gonzalez did nothing but play basketball. He said, hey, I'm actually pretty good. I can catch everything.
Yeah.
Let me go back to football, and he did well at it. Let's see how they do, though.
Yeah.
Tebow interests me. He's always a good story. He's back in Jacksonville. My Aunt Arlene's probably just going crazy up there. And let's put it in perspective, though. Both the Pouncey brothers just retired.
Yep.
They were both part of his two-win back-to-back college championships. Or two, I don't think they're back-to-back, were they? Were they
No.
Separate years?
Yeah.
But 2 and 3 years, those were his two offensive linemen. They retired. So that gives you an idea of where he's at. So has, Aaron Hernandez retired.
From life.
Yeah. Was there an official retirement?
Yeah, that was the last line in his suicide note. Right before, I'm out, bitch.
Let's move it on here to the great and the only. Let's keep it. Oh, actually, let's go to this one. We have an NBL. That's a natural-born long face finish at the Old Forester Bourbon Turf Classic at Churchill Downs. When Smooth Like Straight and Domestic Spending had a photo finish. And they literally, I think it's the first draw ever for first place that I've ever seen. It was nuts. I mean, it looked like Smooth Like, that's the thing. It was Cole and Liam was out in front. He looked like he had it, and then Smooth Like Straight moved in, and then Domestic Spending came out of nowhere. like ran this guy down to tie him up. So just the names in horse racing are great.
Yeah.
I really love that. And the winner this week is, of course, in football. And it has a little bit to do with the draft, but nothing at all. It has everything to do with Antonio Brown.
Uh-oh.
That's right. He's an NBL, MBW. He's all sorts of things.
Yeah, yeah.
There's acronyms we don't know to call him quite yet. But he's on my team. I'll stay with him. All right, AB? And that's making Tampa Bay Bucks natural-born winners. Actually, kind of like they might be natural-born legends. They're a little bit of both here. Because they're the first team in football since the free agency era to return all 22 starting players on offense and defense from a Super Bowl winning team. The last team to ever do that was 1977 Oakland Raiders. And they made it all the way to the AFC or NFC? They're AFC championship.
Was that Immaculate Reception year?
It might be.
That might have been it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Might have been it, yeah.
So, I mean, things are looking up. I mean,
Was that Lynn Swan?
Franco Harris.
Franco Harris.
We were
Okay,
talking
yeah.
about kneecapping him last week.
there.
That's a catch. I remember that was the spin around. I have no balance. I caught it, and I still have balance afterwards. I think they called it a triple toe loop in ice skating.
Oh, Lynn Swan.
Oh, I was thinking a different one. Sorry.
Yeah, I think yeah. Franco at the Immaculate Reception is the one where they have all the crazy camera angles, but they say there's a camera angle out there where the football hits the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but so they don't have the actual camera, so yeah, it bounces off. You know, it's late in the game.
Oh, that's
They're
when it hit somebody's
midfield.
helmet and was all over it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it bounces back to Franco, and he just catches it perfectly in stride towards the end zone. But he had to go, shoestring catch.
Yeah.
But that angle,
Yeah, I
they
remember that
don't
one
really
now.
have the bottom of the ball, so that's always
Can I
like.
throw some bursting news here in? And the Kentucky Derby has
Is this
started.
bursting news?
No, Kentucky Derby has
Is this
started. We don't have
bursting
time
news?
for that right now. They are running. They're already through the straight on the back here. We got Medina Spirit. We got Soup and Sandwich in second, followed by Mandalorian in third. And fourth is Helium. Fifth is Hot Rod Charlie.
That's your
and
boy.
sixth is Essential Quality. Those are great names. I love it. All right, they're making a turn. They're on the dirt here at Kentucky. I love the Kentucky Derby, and I just got paused. I'm like, there they go. Did it already end, or am I reading last week? All right,
Oh,
I missed a
no.
segment here, but
What?
it looks like the same old blonde, white-haired mother Fletcher won again. That old guy just seems to do it every time. I'm just looking at pictures. He's excited. He's got Medina Spirit wins at 2:01:02.
That was great play-by-play horse racing.
I missed like the whole final turn in straight because of poor internet quality.
Hey, if more people on the TV broadcast said "motherfucker" when they were calling a horse race, I'd watch it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I just love that's one of the races I think first sporting event that when I got my first HD TV with surround sound, it happened to be Kentucky Derby. Was the first big sports event. And I cranked it up, and I'm like, man, these horses sound like they're running through my damn house. And it made me a fan. I was like drawled in, and it was a high odds winner in that race too. That's all I got.
Man.
That's it. Let's go Kentucky and your great names at Churchill Downs.
No other horse face remarks?
Is it long?
All right. Well, thanks, Todd, for being this week's NBW natural-born whiskey drinker. Woo! We're going to take a water cooler break. Up next, I will tell you why we should sperminate Roger Goodell. You're listening to the Ball Busters.
You're listening to Ball Busters. Meatball, 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 meatball. You're listening to Ball Busters.
That's right. You're back with the Ball Busters on a 2021 NFL Draft weekend. Been jam-packed. I've been in front of the TV for 16 straight hours, seen almost every pick, all the way down to Mr. Irrelevant. Who is Mr. Irrelevant? You said?
Grant Stewart.
Grant Stewart.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens.
Buccaneers. Yeah.
Buck's so kind. Got a chance, baby. He might end up being the uniform manager guy.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Equipment manager.
I guess he made the team. I don't
know.
know.
Who knows? I mean, they still have practice squad, so that's really where these picks are going to make it happen anyways. These late 6, 7 round picks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to make it, or the guys that are called up, they're going to make it on a practice squad. You know? I get called up. You always need people like that, so
Yeah.
they still sit around.
In celebration of the draft weekend, I made a special themed sauce. Sometimes this works out. A few years ago, I believe I made a Cam Fig Newton hot sauce.
Oh, wow.
No, the player was okay, but that sauce was garbage.
With
Oh,
or
my God.
without clam chowder.
It backfired horribly. Unbelievable. I made a Johnny Manziel sauce, but I believe it just had too much whiskey in it. That one didn't work out too well neither. So
I think we need to revisit this one.
I thought you like that.
I think we need to revisit this.
Today we made a Big Mac Jones chicken sauce. We deconstructed the wing so it could be placed on a slider. We have the, the Big Mac special sauce from McDonald's. So I took that, infused it. I made it spicy. And on top of this slider with the chicken chunks was some pickles and onions garnished beautifully. So this sauce is probably going to make it. I'm telling you right now, I don't know how the player's actually going to do in the NFL, but this sauce is going to make it to the regular season. It's going to be battling out, and Dominican Stew's going to. It's got some.
This thing looks like it's going to challenge Popeye's chicken sandwich right here.
Oh, who's going to take the first big bite out of this?
I'm
This
ready.
is going to be a messy one. This is layered with sauce. That's why you got plenty of napkins over there, or maybe just one. Oh, there it is. So Todd's going in hard on it. Oh, man. There's some Hawaiian sweet rolls we got. Just, those little slider buns. And this is the first time I've actually done it this style. But you got to go with the player names you have. I looked at the whole top 100, 150 list. And Big Mac Jones, it just stuck out to me. And, it's basically like a Thousand Island type of dressing is the type of sauce you put on a Big Mac. So I took that and spiced it up. So what do you think there, Todd?
This is
A little different?
Dominica's in trouble.
Oh.
I just posted a picture of the
thing,
the plate here on Facebook for everybody who wants to see it, so you can see what it actually looks like.
That's delicious. By far, I don't. Pickles included. You know, I'm a no pickle person.
It goes with the burger very well, though, or the slider.
It does good with the pulled chicken leg meat. I guess is what we're eating here. It's delicious.
I definitely OD'd on chicken this weekend. I actually made some burnt ends, some pork burnt ends, pork belly. Oh, my Lord, yeah. I'm eating so horrible. I got to hit that Metamucil hard tonight. Oh, man. We got some Land Shark beer here. We're going to crack it open. Nothing too fancy. We can't go too fancy without Fancy Pants Brando here.
Well, it's fancier than Heineken, which is my normal.
Oh, there we go.
Cruising through.
I think I splashed Maggie down there. She's looking left, looking right. Yeah, get to lap it up there. It's all right. Get you a little buzz down there, Maggie. It's nothing wrong with that.
Just waiting for a chicken wing to fall off the
I
table.
can't imagine with her owner being Todd that's the first time it has happened.
Believe me, at a young age, she learned. She's like, I tried to get her to drink all sorts of stuff when she was young.
Yeah, she doesn't.
My buddy's boxer. She would just like you pour. As fast as you could pour beer, that thing would drink it. You're like, man. And then it would just fall over and get drunk for a while. Maggie grew up next to this boxer.
I hope Pete is not listening.
Yeah, Maggie's like,
oh, my gosh.
I tried. Maggie just was never interested.
Maggie saw it and it's like, never going to happen to me.
She won't even let me shotgun her.
Oh, my. Now, this sounds like Michael Vick over here. Can we please not get into that territory? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, everybody's giving their dog a little blow.
A little blow?
Jesus
Christ.
Of smoke.
Unbelievable.
Of smoke, all right?
Oh,
You jumped
man.
before I could get the whole sentence out there.
Oh, no. Todd's dog, Maggie, does not smoke marijuana. She vapes. She actually vapes. It's unbelievable, yeah. New age.
She also likes the edibles.
No, I believe
It helps her
that.
hips out. Really brought some life back into it.
That makes sense.
Oh, is you ready to get into these draft picks, Todd? What do you think?
Yeah, I just want to say something real fast. This is unrelated to sports, but if you guys are not following John Morgan on Instagram, on 420 he had put out a video where he's talking about all the benefits of medical marijuana, and he's like all the things it does for you that it benefits you. And then the last one he goes, if I take 2 really good high quality edibles at the end of the night, when I go to sleep, I feel like I'm floating in my bed. And then I have dreams where I'm riding a pink dinosaur flying through the sky, and everybody's waving at me, and they're just so happy.
Unbelievable. Oh, man.
That guy's a riot, man.
I just got my medical license a couple weeks ago. So, but I'm telling you, that stuff, those edibles, it gets my brain going. I couldn't eat that and go to bed. There's no way. Actually, day 2 of the draft, I had a little bit too much tincture, followed it up with an edible. I tried going to bed last night. My brain was zinging at 1 a.m, buddy. I'm telling you, it does not make me tired.
What were you thinking about?
It gets my brain
Are
going.
you thinking about filling some sort of position for the Browns? Are they missing something up there? Did they miss a draft?
I think they did pretty good. Not too many team needs for once. It's very odd for me being a Browns fan to watch the draft, which is usually the Super Bowl of the season, and to watch a draft, and it's like, oh, you got this late pick in the 20s, and it's
In your
like
hometown,
you're not
too, yeah.
even – yeah, unbelievable. Very cool. I really did enjoy seeing all the backlining, the pictures, how it's right there. They were set up on the east side of the stadium, right off the lake, a sweet shot. They had I know it was raining a little bit Thursday, but that sunset looked very beautiful last night. Sunsetting all the way
That was nice.
8:45, late sunsets up there up north. You know what I mean? This time of year. And
What'd you think about Goodell's chair?
Oh, the recliner? That was pretty cool.
I thought that was a cool idea.
it
though.
was. He did good. He did good.
And he
Usually I'm
like
booing him too,
No, I know.
but
You
he
like
did
watch
good
him
this year.
tease everybody with the same card. Oh, you want to know who it is? Or
Yeah.
Whatever he's
Yeah.
saying. But you know he said the same thing 32 times.
Yeah.
Did you see people, I get to call it? He's like, no, I'm just messing with you. Get it out. Or whatever he's saying.
Because they had fans from each team, whatever team was picking, they had one of their fans sitting in the chair is what
Yeah.
it was, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I think
and
Boomer
they
was
had
picking 'em.
they had some like frontline medical people and some veterans and people like that were coming out like certain picks and calling and making the announcements and shit like that too?
Yeah. They always do that. Usually a lot of that's on the day 3, the Saturday. They go around to different locations and have different groups do that. They have a lot more fun on day 3, it seems. And I mean, it was just cool being a year removed because, pretty much the pandemic had just hit. That draft was late April last year, and, it was one of the first, whatever you want to call it, stay at home,
like the first
virtual.
It was like the first signal. This is the first signal that you're like, oh, man, things are going to be difficult. That you realize that, NFL is huge in the States. Yeah. I mean, it's bigger than anything, I think. And a lot of people, their whole year depends on seeing this for 6 months.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then you miss a big part of, the draft is coming back into things. You're like, all right, now we got some research to do on our new guys. Who's going to battle who out?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I'm a running back's going to be good. What's up? You start analyzing different perspectives of it, waiting for 3.5 months away. Preseason gets going on, but in 2 months, it's going to start practice. Or start training is going to open. So we're right there at it. Everybody's ready for it. And everybody last year was uncertain if we were going to even get football. I mean, watching the NBA struggle through what they were doing made everybody very concerned. I believe just mentally got you off guard watching that in NHL. You're like, man, this is going to be difficult to watch. But for their credit, they managed to pull it off. And it was actually entertaining. It made me rethink even having preseason games. It really did.
Yeah.
Because you can sacrifice the first 4 games of your season if you have 17 games.
Yep.
You can sacrifice that and get into a run because it's not so important in NFL to lose 4 in a row. You can lose 4 in a row, but if you get a 6-run spurt of winning, that's what's important. You need a couple of those in a season.
Yeah, because that was like last year when it was the Rudy Gobert situation in Utah. When they canceled that game, and then me and you and Liz were supposed to go to the Orlando Lions game that weekend, and as soon as that happened, you texted me and you're like, there's not going to be a Lions game. And sure enough, everything starts canceling. MLB closed spring training, sent everybody home. It was,
baseball was uncertain too.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball managed to pull it off, but oh my gosh, we have an upset on the cards of UFC right now. Luke Sanders is getting skywalked right now.
What's skywalk? What does that mean?
I am your father. He's getting skywalked by the undercard. He looks like he might survive the second round, though. Oh, man. It's going to shape up to be a good third round.
So, there are a couple different angles looking at these players this weekend. We got the reality angle. You got the fantasy football angle. Being a fantasy manager, it's very fun to see how these teams are lined up, their needs, and then, hey, a lot of these day 1, day 2 running backs, receivers get drafted. Even these mobile quarterbacks might have, of course, the tight end Kyle Pitts. He's going to be very highly drafted in fantasy circles.
I think he might be a wasted pick, though.
Well, depends how high. That hype train builds him up to being the 3rd overall tight end pick. That's lofty expectations for a rookie. You know what I mean?
There is one thing going for us here in the state of Florida. Gator fans pick with their heart. So in my draft league, there's probably a good chance one of these Gators is going to bite early. It might work out. But it might pay dividends so I can – I don't know. Who do you think is going to be the biggest point scorer?
It makes sense what you're talking about here, being a Florida league. I got a Cleveland league that I'm the commissioner of. Half the guys are from up there. So I know right out of the gates, Browns fan, they're going to overdraft Chubb, all those players because they love him. And it's like, okay, Chubb would usually go, we'll say pick 14, No, he's going to go pick 7 or 8. You know what I mean?
That's not so bad, though.
No, that's not horrible, but just they're probably going to be overdrafted. So if you have some guys in there from Florida.
I'm guilty of taking Mike Evans first round.
Oh, there we go. The truth is out.
No, if I get first pick, that's going to be – I'm taking a buck anyways. Mike Evans, steady. He's been probably the most steady wide receiver there is in the NFL over the last 7 seasons.
Didn't you get shit last year for drafting Tua high, too?
I didn't draft Tua. I took Tua late thinking I was going to hold him as a pawn.
Oh, okay.
But by the time I needed to start looking for other players, Tua was still doing nothing because
Who was the guy that they were ripping on you for? 'Cause they said you were not drafting.
Tayshaun Hill.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
I thought he was going to score him as a flex player, but he's listed as a quarterback, and it's like, he was a flex player last year, you know. But I learned this year. You're going to see. No more dress wearing for Todd after, August, September, whenever this goes down. I might wear something short with
I hope you will.
with with some chode cutouts.
Yes.
Just let the old bags hang.
Man, I got those at the house. I got everything you need. I have butt implants.
Whoa.
No, I'm serious. No joke. I have everything you need. Crack Rock Opera will provide.
All right. You know what? I was wondering how I was going to do this, but
Oh, no. I got you. Yeah, we have a whole makeup
oh,
department.
gosh.
It's no problem whatsoever.
this is going to be terrible.
Oh, it'll be great. You're just going to go in there strutting like all these players just got drafted, just showing off your new suit or dress.
Party suit.
Party dress.
Is it going to be like a sundress, or is it going to be like...
No, it's got to be like high class, like ballroom worthy. You know what I mean? Cinderella story.
man.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll break glass shoes, so don't try it.
No, I know. Trust me, I've tried. No, we won't go the stiletto route. Just for the picks, but you won't. Yeah, no.
Todd's
Flats,
gonna
This
look
is
flats
going
for
to cost
sure.
you at least a bottle of Jack Daniels for this to go down the way you're talking. All right?
I'm gonna throw in a couple edibles and everything.
Todd's going to look like one of those truck drivers that they, on cops, on cops, on the cops every so often when they're like in a truck stop and they're like reporting somebody got robbed and this trucker's dressed up in women's clothes and his cab, this truck, and he's like, there's a lot less, damn loss leaders came in here and just took my damn wallet, man.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I was feeling uncomfortable knowing that I lost that earlier before we got this thing going on. And the more that it's going on, I'm feeling a little more comfortable because Feeder's going to go into this battle with me and laugh at me the whole time of my draft. And he's probably going to have me so drunk to be there that I'm going to need you to draft for me.
That's my plan. I'm going to help you build a championship team. I'm telling you. I'm set on it. We're going to go in there, win the championship, and then next year, the person who's supposed to wear the dress next year, we're going to outdo him again because you're going to go in there a second time with a better dress and a championship ring. You see what I'm saying? This is how we rally the troops at Danny Feedback Enterprises.
I like where you're going here. Let's see how it happens, though. So
right.
What's your official position going to be? Are you going to be
power bottom?
Lead fashion? lead fashion design? Or fashion consultant? Or are you going to be like my offensive coordinator, my HC?
Your stylist. He's going to be your stylist.
Well, I'm going to need more than a stylist when I get too drunk.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah,
No,
then
we
you
got
need a
you.
It's
personal
inevitable.
assistant.
It's inevitable. Just
We
like an infinity goes on forever, just count on Todd drinking too much sometimes, right?
We'll have several spreadsheets. Once we get your draft placement, there will be organized, what would you call it?
Risk management picks we'll have.
No, seriously, when you're doing your drinks and chemicals of choice, they will be placed after each pick. So it doesn't influence the prior pick. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something, though.
We're going to have you rationed out perfectly.
First, I don't think I've let you read the league rules.
Uh-oh.
During draft, now if you're not paying attention, first of all, it starts with a shot of whiskey.
I like this. See, you're the guy. You're built for this.
Yeah. But this is where I'm not built for, is I like to sometimes talk before it goes through the process, and I'll pick a player that's already been drafted, right? Say Trask is picked first overall. We'll come to the fifth round. I'm like, I'll take Trask. They're like, that's a shot. Can't pick somebody. So you get late rounds. everybody's like, man, you already, and everybody's just teeing up like, I already got him. You better take a shot. And it's like,
Well, that will not happen. I will be organized. I will have several books. There will be, they'll be crossed off. That will not happen.
Feeder's going to create a whole war room for
I
you is what
know,
it
this
sounds
is
like.
gonna-
Yeah.
this is
Totally.
gonna be
I love doing
great.
that. Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
I'm going to borrow some laptops from the office, too, so we can have, like, our own little section set up. Just have we'll make it look like we're for real. Maybe we'll have old Rocco deliver us a TV while we're sitting there.
Unbelievable.
3B debris.
Shout out to 3B Debris. All right, you ready to get into this?
I've already eaten them all, man.
I've already eaten them all.
That sandwich was
It's
fun.
time to hit the music.
Oh, no, it wasn't prepared.
Got him.
That sandwich was
Here we go.
delicious.
It's time for Danny Feedbags. Terminate, germinate, or sperminate.
We're going to do this while we're eating wings. You hear that mouthful of juicy goodness? Hey, did that taste like a Big Mac hot sauce?
Yeah.
That tasted.
Did you taste
no.
the Thousand Island?
I mean,
Did not.
The lack of beef changed the texture of it, so it didn't taste like a Big Mac.
Okay.
But the sauce to me did taste like the Big Mac sauce with a little bit of heat to it. Yeah. I thought.
Me, it was more like a Hawaiian sauce.
Really? Well,
It was more Hawaiian, more tanginess in there. Like that pickle didn't taste like a pickle. You know, it tasted it with the way it mixed with that hot sauce. It really gave off a sweetness more than a spice. The spice came on later, like the burning. Like my tongue's
I got
burning
you.
now, but at the moment you're eating it, you're like, oh, crunchy.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely, yeah.
Pulled chicken wing, which I've never heard of in my life, but it's
That's definitely
Something delicious.
one that's, that could be a contender for next year easily, I think.
We'll see it in the regular season. No doubt about that. All right. So we're going to do a special little 2-for-1 terminate, germinate, sperminate today. I'm talking about the NFL draft. So I'm going to give you 3 options. Obviously, terminate means no, you want nothing to do with this. Germinate means, okay, I'm thinking about it, sort of on the fence. And sperminate, you obviously believe this pairing will explode. All right, so we're going to go best career. So not just the player, but think of where the player got picked to, okay? Obviously, most of these players won't end up on the team they're with. But
I like this thought. That's a good.
as far as the marriage that they will have with their first team, we'll call that. So not overall career, but the first leg of their career. All right, so 3 options here. We got San Francisco 49ers with pick number 3. They went for the quarterback, North Dakota State University, Trey Lance. A lot of people thought it was going to be Big Mac Jones, but it was not. No, too much athletic gifts here. You had to go with the monster. He's got the biggest arm, accuracy. It's sort of lacking, but there was a lot of called runs. He's got a little Cam Newton in him. All right, so that's option number 1 there. The Chicago Bears traded up to pick 11 to grab the quarterback out of Ohio State, Justin Fields. Another physical specimen. Chicago, hey, they got to make up for that big mistake. That regime came in there. They messed up. Watson, Mahomes was on the board, and these jokers traded up to draft Trubisky. How they still have their jobs, I don't know, but this is the only way they're going to save it if Justin Fields explodes. And our third option, New England. They stand pat. That's right. They just waited. They did not trade up. They waited till Big Mac Jones from Bama fell to them at pick 15, and now they have their quarterback of the future. So, terminate, germinate, sperminate. Who will have the best career or first leg of their career? The Niners with Trey Lance, the Bears with Justin Fields, or New England with Big Mac? What are you thinking here, Todd?
So, there's not a timeline on this. So, let's just say either of these quarterbacks, they might not play for 4 years, but when they do get to play, those 3 years they get to play in their 7 years, that's what we're judging them on, right?
Yep.
Okay. Man. So we got Fields.
Fields with the Bears, Trey Lance with the
I
Niners.
think that he's a germinate. Fields is a German. Well, Fields is a man.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to turn.
Ooh.
I got to draw with him and Nance because they both going to have big upsides on them. I think
They both do or don't?
they do.
Okay.
They do. They
Because
have
of the running?
yeah, and the fact that they're probably going to get Fields is going to get he's going to get playtime his first season. I don't see that not happening. Same with Lance. I don't see how he's not going to get play time because Garoppolo gets hurt like every fourth snap. So he's going to get his chance to get in there. And the thing with Lance is we haven't seen a whole lot of him, but he's been that impressive that you're willing to go for him that early. Means there's a huge upside. But I still want to. I'll sperminate him. No, I'm going to germinate him. I got my words. I'm sperminating Mac Jones.
Really?
Yep.
Big Mac? You think we'll have the best career?
Judging on the women around him at draft time, yes.
That's what you're basing it on.
No, it seemed like Belichick was replacing Brady in the lineup, saying, "Hey, let's bring somebody who brings a little class, not class, but just brings a little aura to him." I mean,
He's got the head together and
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
he's on point. He looks like he's going to get there and sit to watch Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Even though Cam Newton's not probably going to do very well, but it's what Cam Newton needs so that he's going to do better. They needed to bring in
Motivation.
Yeah, they needed to bring in a quarterback early. And if Cam Newton doesn't get the opportunity, I think that Mac Jones can come in there and fill the void with all the players that New England has brought in the offseason.
Yeah.
You look at all the players they brought in, New England paid a lot. I'm sperminating Mac Jones. Germinating. That's a tough one. I'm going to germinate Lance and terminate Fields.
Oh,
Chicago's tough environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's tough, and I don't think they have the players around them in Chicago right now anyways, you know? He's going into a dead-end situation there.
I was just going to say when you were talking about Mac Jones that I don't know enough about these players really I don't know as much about football as you guys do, but with I've seen these scouting reports that New England does on players over the years, and they've called a few of them like spot on. Like Bleacher Report sometimes will leak these documents where they they do their scouting report on a player and whether or not they fit the New England program and stuff. And like on Robert Griffin III, their scouting report was that, this guy has a fragile build. We don't think he's going to be an NFL caliber quarterback. He's going to be injury prone and blah, blah, blah. They called that before he was even drafted. And then with Johnny Manziel, they went into his all of his extracurricular habits, all of his family values and stuff, and they're like, this guy has no social filter. He has no accountability in his life. Like, he's going to be a PR nightmare, and he's not going to be New England caliber, as a player. And so they nail stuff down. So if they picked Mac Jones and they just let him fall to them, and I think they said they haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round in since forever, right? Since 2005, I think they said.
Haven't had to, though.
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
90s.
Yeah,
so, I think New England is just one of those organizations where they do and not to say that the rest of the teams don't, but they get it right a lot of time,
Yeah,
man.
they're going against their complete normal philosophy. In the offseason, they spent more money than any NFL franchise in free agent signings. Like, they went out there, which they normally don't do. They just look for these little nick players and take them. This time they actually went after a bunch of players and spent a bunch of money. I think they're just looking at stuff different. They're trying to get right back there after that 20-season run they had with Brady. And then this season missing the playoffs for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough to deal with. So,
that's what I'm saying is if they went for this guy, then obviously they see something and they know what they're doing. They tend to know what they're doing, so that's why I just think that.
So you're sperminating.
Like I said, I don't know enough about that. I just say out of those three that you just picked, that organization and that player, talking about a guy who won a national championship. Now he's going to New England, who their program is scientific and they're kind of on their shit. That's what makes me think that there's something there.
That's why I germinate. That's why I terminate Fields, is because Fields is going to have to do so much in Chicago.
Yeah,
that he's going to get exposed and get lit up like Burrow did last year, probably. if he does get to play. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know who their quarterback is. Foles?
No, they got Dalton. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifler. Yeah.
Never trusted Ginger.
Well, oddly enough, I am going to terminate Mac Jones.
Wow.
I believe from this past year, Tom Brady is so good that he masked and made Josh McDaniels and all them get the genius label to where they weren't. I believe Brady is the bad boy. I don't think that their system is built for them to bring a young guy. I think they struck gold back in 2000 when they drafted Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they can do it, and I don't think they have that great of weapons. Out of these three teams, they have by far the worst weapons. The Bears and Niners actually have weapons. Now, New England might have a better defense, but yeah, I don't think statistically it's going to be too good numbers-wise. He might get good wins and stuff, and they attribute that to quarterback play, but I believe statistically Mac Jones, they're not going to want him to throw the ball much at all.
So you're giving Tom Brady. I'm like where you're going. So you're giving Tom Brady credit for developing players like Matt Flynn and Garoppolo, not Belichick.
No. I mean, did Garoppolo really do that much? Did he really develop
He
them
was
that good?
leading them to an undefeated season.
Only won a few games. Went to Niners. Niners already replacing
He took them to the Super Bowl
Garoppolo?
last season before last. Garoppolo
the
was
Niners.
the Niners. That's right.
Yeah, but then
so-
why do they want to move on from
I
him?
mean, did Matt Flynn not get like the biggest quarterback contract ever to go to Seattle and get replaced by Russell Wilson?
He was from the Packers, though. You're getting them mixed up.
No, are you sure?
Yeah.
There's another Flynn. All right, are you sure?
Yeah.
I think
Brisket would have been the other guy. They sort of had a little time to develop. And then Brady got
He's a
hurt in
career quarterback,
2009, and that was the Matt Castle year. So, yeah, I believe it's all Brady. I believe it's all Brady on the offense. I don't believe in McDaniels. I don't believe in the offensive scheme. Belichick's a defensive genius. He doesn't really deal with the offense all that much.
Right.
But weapon-wise, they really don't have that great receiver. Now Edelman, he retired.
Yeah.
They don't have a great back. If you look at Chicago, they got a couple good backs. You got Allen Robinson's a bad boy receiver. The Niners,
Aguilar.
Shanahan can run with anybody. The little receiver weapons he likes to use out there with Debo and Ayuk. So I'm going to terminate the marriage out there in New England. I'm going to germinate Fields. I actually think I'm on the fence. It can go either way, but I got more faith in Fields than other people do. And although I'm not a huge Trey Lance fan, the spermination is going to happen just because he's got the best setup and the best scenario. He did play a pro-style offense in college, so he doesn't really have as much of a learning curve as these other quarterbacks.
I know
Played
what
more
you're
of
saying.
a spread college.
Why are you just germinating Fields though? I mean, I know you're biased because he's Ohio State.
I don't care about Ohio State.
Come on.
No.
Okay, Cleveland.
No, not a Buckeye fan. No, Columbus, I never bought into the Buckeye stuff. Yeah.
Well, if I lived in another state, as much as I dislike the Gators, I would still be like, all right, he came from the Gators, Florida talent. I'd still give him a little bit of attaboy.
Yeah, not me.
No?
Nah,
Okay.
nothing to do with no. In fact, people will boo me for this. Whoa, I didn't even say it yet. I like the Wolverines. I like the guys that come out of Michigan. I'm sorry, but I do. Oh, man, I was a big Leroy Horde fan back in the day.
Like to be a little different in the school.
I mean, Tom
Everybody
Brady
else?
came from Michigan, right? I mean, come
Yeah,
on. Michigan produces NFL talent. Ohio State, I don't know if they do. You got Ezekiel Elliott and I
Eddie
guess Terry
George.
McLaurin.
Eddie George.
That was a long time ago, but I'll give you George. I'll give you
They've
George.
had some good. Teague is a defensive man. How do I know these guys? I know quite a few of them. Is it Doss? Or they're also known as DBU because a lot of their.
They don't have it. They didn't make a Charles Woodson though. Oh, come on now. The Wolverines fight song. Oh, no. Am I going to have to get a jersey? Unbelievable.
Oh,
I don't think I'm going to be able to go to Cleveland on my vacation here in a couple weeks now.
They do have a huge stadium, though.
I'm in trouble.
You know how I feel about huge stadiums, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be at, right?
Oh, Lord. All right. You want to do a little the
I
other half of
want to
this?
hear more about Lance too.
Okay.
I mean, why do you feel that you're going to sperminate on him?
Well, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of him as far as talent-wise, but as this marriage is set up, Shanahan is not going to ask him to throw the ball 35, 40 times. That's not going to happen. They, too, just like the Patriots, have a good defense. They know how to run the ball. They actually also drafted a running back in the third round, which they went up to, and it's almost like any running back you put in their system goes completely crazy. But, yeah, they have weapons. I mean, come on. Kittle, Debo, Ayuk. Oh man, they're going to use his mobility. You know, maybe if he gets hurt, but the same thing. They're probably, unless they're going to shop Garoppolo and get some picks and save some salary cap money. If they do go through with it and let Garoppolo start to play, you know, maybe he makes it to October before he gets injured. And then Lance sort of gets eased in there. It would probably help him out. You know, there's a confidence factor. There's a whole mental aspect here with the young quarterbacks.
So, do you have some feelings this way based on Carson Wentz and how he came into the NFL and came from the same type of offense, came in and had immediate success,
Pretty much.
you know, and then he started to struggle once teams had a little look at him, and he didn't have the talent around him. So.
Yeah, he really didn't have
and
much receiving options last year. Yeah, that was a bad situation.
I feel that gives him a lot of notoriety, Lance, is how that tactical offense up at North Dakota State, because, I mean, how many titles have they won in a row? I mean,
Like
literally,
every
I
year.
would like to see them in the BCS championship playoffs.
Bump them up.
I think that they need to be in there. I mean, legitimately, they've been competing every year. Just like Mount Union used to do, was it? Mount Union used to be really good for a long time, too. But North Dakota State,
And Lance compared to Wentz, hey, Lance is a better physical specimen. So they will get some Cam Newton type of running out of him. And if they can keep him healthy, yeah, I just think he's in the best situation. Now that's a tough division. I don't know about the wins and losses. San Fran, that whole NFC West, man, anybody could take that. Even the Cardinals, they're up on the rise. So that is a tough division where you got Stafford and Russell out there, and
who's the other
Murray.
team? Who's the fourth? Raiders? Who's the fourth team?
No, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, Niners. I mean, that's any one of those teams. Would that be great? They could all get into the playoffs.
That's one of those divisions sometimes where it comes down and the team that wins the division goes in the playoffs, but they're all 8-8.
Yep.
But they happen to win. One of the teams would have been 5-3 in their group play in the division, and that's what would have got them in.
Right.
I mean, Seattle did that the year I think they won their Super Bowl, didn't they? They struggled to get in. Or was it
Back in 13. Yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff going on with these picks and just the way they're set up, the teams that they go to. So we're going to try a different exercise here with the old terminate, germinate, sperminate. We're going to do best combination. Now, with these picks, I don't know if this happens in baseball as much, but with football, there's a lot of, oh, hey, this quarterback used to play with this coach in college or this player. Maybe they'll draft him. And it's like they always bring this up, and it never happens, Dirt. I'm telling you, it never, it's like, oh, he was Urban Meyer's boy, and it never happens. Like, it's like, oh, well, he threw to him in college. Dude, it happened.
Yeah.
3, you could argue a fourth, but definitely 3 times in the first round of this draft.
Oh, wow.
All right, so listen to these 3 reunited combos. They pretty much married their collegiate sweethearts.
Oh, wow.
This is what got to happen. It's pretty crazy, all right?
So they're bringing back the person that made them famous, pretty much.
Helped
the person
them.
they had their most success with.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
that's
I mean,
what-
it's smart, tactical, and they
interested
know
in
the
this. I
dirt
know-
on them. Joe Burrow's ain't going to sign off on a receiver that he just played with if the coach is like, hey, what's up with this guy? He's like, well, yeah, he's good, but he's
got
sort of
good
not
size,
good for the
man.
long run. So this happened 3 times in the first round, right? So let's see what we think the best combination is going to be out of these 3. Quarterback Joe Burrows gets his 20 touchdown receiver from 2019. Wide receiver Jamar Chase from LSU, all right? Our boy in Miami, Brando's boy, Quarterback Tua from Alabama gets his wide receiver, Jalen Waddle. And then Trevor Lawrence, not a receiver, but gets his running back, Travis Etienne from Clemson, reunited.
Wow.
You missed one. Jalen Hurts.
I'm not giving him that one because he didn't play there for 2 years.
Oh, come on.
Well, I'm just saying, him and Devonta probably barely knew each other. So that's why I put that on the outside, whereas, I mean, this was his top receiver. This was his top running back. So, hey, we can only have 3. It's terminate, germinate, sperminate. We're not going to incarcerate. All right. So, what do you think is going to be the best combo out of these? You know, so it doesn't matter where they go after this, but as far as their collective combination of statistics together, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase,
Not a chance.
Tua and Jalen Waddle, Trevor Lawrence and his running back, Travis Etienne. What are you thinking, Todd?
Dabo Sweeney here. Uh-oh. Dabo Sweeney. And we're going to touch that rock. We're going to bring in a nice bus route when we come in here to play in the only Death Valley right here in Clemson. I'm going with Clemson. I mean, look at Lawrence's success with Eddie. Man, them two. Eddie is a shifty cat. He's like a Spiller and a old Ford mixed into one that just got lightning and bottle. They're just, I'm ready to see what they're going to do. Together, they're going to transition well. There's going to be a lot of chances for him to sneak out of the backfield as a third down back this season. Especially, I think that might be his only plan, to be a third down back. But with that said, that's going to work. Them two passing to each other. Eddie, he's got the most touchdowns in ACC history, I believe. Rushing, he's got a total, I think. And Lawrence is just a stud. I am so terminate. I'm going to sperminate those two.
No, okay.
Burrow, I think I'm going to terminate them because I just don't see their offensive line help isn't going to be there. I don't see the opportunity. He's also coming off an injury. We don't know how he's going to do next year. There's a lot of unknowns with Burrow. So for that, I'm terminating him. Okay. And now I lost the other one. I'm thinking
Tua and Waddle. You might have to rethink this.
I'm not.
No?
I
Okay.
like that. I'm going to germinate that. I mean, Dolphins went after and they got offensive linemen. They got a nice defensive end, Phillips. I like that pick a whole lot, which is that's going to get them the ball back, get them off the field a little quicker, I think. I like that better, but I still like Jalen Hurts.
You really think it's going to work out, huh?
That's my marriage right there. I think that's going to be the biggest payoff of all of them. Because Jalen Hurts has shown, hey, I can play good in Alabama. Oh, Tua came in when I was hurt. Good deal. I'll go to Oklahoma. Everybody forgot about Murray because I was that good in Oklahoma. They did. Kyler Murray was an afterthought after that. Hurts is good.
All right.
He ran off Wentz. That's some stuff. You were just getting all over Lance, weren't you?
No, a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll get a little handsy.
I know. Getting a little touchy over there. I seen you.
He does look good. All right, well, I am going to terminate Tua and Waddle. Not because of faith or lack of faith of Waddle, but I do have a lack of faith with Tua. I'm still not sure how much longer he's really going to be there because that team is getting good. All the picks, the high picks they had, I mean, they might have had the best draft. I mean, so much capital that they invested on an already strong defense. Now there's adding more weapons and more defense actually too. So yeah, I would terminate that. I think I'll germinate the Jacksonville combo out there. You know, I'm not too much into Sunshine. I do like his hippie brother. But ETN, I think like how you said, he's going to be more used, at least his first year, as a third down back because Robinson should get. So it's probably going to be some 50-50 split between those two running backs. So, yeah, I'm going to have to sperminate Burrow and Chase. I think especially Bengals defense is going to be rough. They're going to be down, playing from behind. Burrow's going to chuck the ball. They did address they didn't go get Penei Sewell like a lot of people wanted them to get, but they went to the second round, the top of the second round, and got an offensive tackle to help out. So it might not be of the same caliber as Sewell, but still obviously going to be a starter for the Bengals. Actually, a lot of these teams really did good with getting their guys either protection or weapons. The Jets, I might be a Jets fan now.
I was going to say that.
They got protection, and they got that guy who was ranked in the middle of the first round.
They got good.
From Ole Miss, the receiver. They got him in the second round. I mean,
I thought they did well too. That's the Jets. I saw their picks line. I'm like, Like I watched in the Bucks. I'm like, well, we're 32nd. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
And they went defense like the Bucks always do. Seems like, and loaded up on linebackers again. It's like, man, what's going on? So David's getting a little older. We'll see what happens. White gets injured sometimes and gets in trouble. But I was going to ask you though, is we were talking. That's kind of off camber here, but how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers going to Miami? I mean, we're talking about retirement parties, like Tom Brady came to Tampa to retire, you know. But do you think Aaron Rodgers is willing to make such a climate change from the tundra to the swampy, cool breeze of luscious women everywhere, and just go with it? I mean, I can actually now go offshore fishing now that I'm in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Lake Michigan, but what are you going to catch? A walleye?
A walleye.
Are you talking about the girls up there?
Wow.
Yeah, good
Let's
Lord.
stay on subject here.
And the way they talk, that, oh, my God, oh, gee, wow.
Oh,
Just
no.
get a drink at the Bubbles. Yeah, they call sodas Paps.
Yeah.
They eat cheese curds for breakfast.
I know. Who wears a block of cheese on their head anyway? What kind of symbol is that? We are so slow motion up here. You know how long it takes to form cheese? That's how far behind time we are.
Unbelievable. I mean, it sounds like Aaron Rodgers pretty much wants to go anywhere, but I mean, Miami, of course, you have a great defense. You were talking a lot about, hey, Denver, you know, maybe he'll go out west. They're saying, you know, just because he came from, you know, out west, played college there and all, but I don't know. It's so hard to think of them getting enough draft capital and actually shipping him out. I think I never bought into the Russell Wilson stuff in the offseason. Just seemed like a lazy story, and I did not buy any of this. So I'm not going to buy any of this neither. Especially, I don't know if Jordan Love did all that great to where
he got
lack
bad
of
reviews.
preseason games. I mean, they didn't really even get to see what they got. So he might be another one of these physical specimens, but they don't all pan out. So you go shipping Rodgers off, and your backup plan, that's a huge drop off. I mean, come on, they've been far deep in the playoffs.
So what's the
last 2
solution?
years.
What's the solution? Fire the coach? Fire the GM? Bring somebody in that Rodgers wants? Do you think that's going to save the franchise?
I'm going to hope that Rodgers is bluffing. You know, I don't think he wants to sit out a year. I think he'll come back and play one more year, see what happens. He's getting older. You never know. Maybe just the way funny things happen in life. Sometimes, hey, let's just go with Rodgers here. Next thing you know, November rolls around, he gets injured, and you're forced into playing Jordan Love. That'll work itself out real quick. Either he'll blow up or he won't be that good, and then they'll be begging Rodgers to come back, or Love will blow up, and they'll be, all right.
Whoa, have you ever been to one of those Love gas stations?
I
They
love
are
those
pretty
things.
nice. You talk about blowing up Love. I'm like, hey.
Not as good as
easy,
the
come on.
Flying J pilot owned by Jimmy Haslam and the Cleveland Browns. But they're a
You
good
could
second.
shower, shave, buy a bumper here, get your car service, and order a burrito and be out in 15 minutes.
Oh, there's glory in those holes. Oh, man.
Do tell.
Oh, man. Any other draft talk? You want to get into anything else before we wrap this up, this big long
Well,
weekend?
you know, I do. I want to talk about
Christmas for all 32
I want to
NFL
talk
teams.
about the Chargers for a second. I know
Okay.
I blew my load a little early because I got the Cowboys and Chargers mixed up on that linebacker they picked up. I'm like, wow, they're doing stuff. They already have Jalen Ramsey. They got Boza. They got some boys over there. But then they added to the mix another shutdown corner in Devontae Samuel in the second round.
Oh, your boy.
I like Pax. I like Pax of Seminoles. And then we forgot about the last one.
All right.
Gosh, can't think of his name. Our James, the safety, is on that team as well. He was injured all last year.
He's awesome, yeah.
And we're talking about some players now. I think that their defense is going to change a lot of stuff. You got Bosa if he can stay healthy. And their offense was already sketchy, scary last year. I mean, Hibbert just came in and was just like, all right, let's throw darts out here. Yeah. Never been here before. I'm just going to do.
Yeah.
He was fun to watch. He never seemed to be rattled to be behind. He just, Chargers for me, I'm poof. I like them to do the best next year, I think.
Really?
I think they're going to have a good year. They're going to shut down Oakland. They're going to shut down, who else do they play with?
Denver.
Denver's that, they're going to struggle again this year.
What about Houston, huh? Houston
they
didn't
picked
have
till the
many
third.
picks at all. Yeah, all because of that trading for Tunsil. They gave up a lot of, that's how Miami got a lot of those picks. And without Watson, so their first pick Houston had, they went quarterback.
Yeah.
Davis Mills from Stanford. I mean, it's a guy who was sort of injured. He was in the second tier of quarterbacks.
Right.
But
he follows good tradition. Andy Luck. There's some other quarterbacks that came out of Stanford too that have been pretty solid. So, do you think they were offering up 3 massages for a trade or something?
Oh no! Oh my Lord!
We'll have Watson give you 3 back rubs if you'll just take them. All right.
Just gonna get messier and messier by the day.
I heard God, I can't say his name now. Goodell speak about that situation before, and he goes, "We're going to address it when it comes about." He goes, "It's on our radar. We're waiting for everything to come in before we make a decision. But if there's a reason to make a punishment, we're definitely going to give the punishment." So, but he still left it up in the air of what's happening, of how he felt.
This is going to be one of those lingering off stories that's off season. It just is going to keep going and going. You know how slow the legal process. The only reason this should be faster
I'm thinking
is because
of jock itch right now. It's like just hanging around for so long.
Good Lord. You would think that they'd actually want to speed it up, the Watson side of it, because him being an athlete, he does only have a certain amount of time. You want to get this over and done with as quick as possible. Remember it. It looked like Kareem Hunt's career was over. He just needed a year out of the public eye. He came back, now he's a bad boy for the Browns. Same thing can happen with Watson. Maybe Adrian Peterson went through the same thing. It's just, you get a lot of bad PR. The team's sort of forced to kick you out. There's always another team. If there's enough talent, there's another team willing on taking that
Ray Rice.
PR hit.
Yeah.
He didn't make a comeback.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
Michael Vick did. Michael Vick did.
But I was going
Vick,
to. I know. I was going to
Vick
compare.
was huge.
I was
Yeah.
going to compare that to Mike Vick. Mike Vick shied away from it, but the evidence was overwhelming. It's not like you're going to Watson's house and finding a bunch of massage women trapped in a cage or in a cage. Like when he went to Vick's, all the signs were there. It's a little different than that, but it still seems the same. Like Mike Vick was right away repenting. The second the news came out, he realized that he's like, man, I've just let my friends control my life and help me make bad decisions that I enjoyed anyways. And Mike Vick redeemed himself for sure. I love watching him play for Philly.
Oh, yeah. That was
Andy
great.
Reid. Gosh,
Oh, yeah.
man.
That was wonderful.
Andy Reid. If Andy Reid would have had him 5 years earlier, gosh.
Yeah, because he was already about 30 by then. So, yeah, he was past the physical prime.
I'm a Bucks fan, but he's still, to see him in the playoffs, like, rather than seeing Atlanta, we already saw Vic anyways.
Yeah.
But see him on turf was terrifying.
Dream team.
Yeah, then he went against my favorite Florida State. And he was like a one-man show for Virginia Tech. It was like chasing around somebody you couldn't catch. It was like Bo Jackson on Technobowl.
Oh,
yeah. He just couldn't do nothing with him. But eventually you'd get him tired from making him run so much that you could beat him. So.
All right, is that going to wrap up our NFL draft weekend?
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for playing along with us at home and sperminating when you shouldn't have. When we return, we will tell you which proud NFL city Danny Feedback was conceived in. It's not Cleveland. You're listening to the Ballbusters.
listening to Ball Busters.
Yeah, back with the Ball Busters.
You know, one of my favorite GMs actually resurfaced. I didn't know, but my boy John Dorsey, who got fired from the Browns, I was a little bit heartbroken. I think he was one of the best GMs the Browns ever had, and he was also the GM that drafted Mahomes and Tyreek and Kelsey, all those great players for Kansas City. Resurfaced in Detroit. And now I think just like you, I'm going
to bite your kneecaps.
I'm telling you.
We're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And
I'm
when you
rooting for
punch
this
us
guy.
back, we're going to smile at you.
I like
and
it.
when you knock
His
us
first
down,
pick showed.
we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right? And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap.
Tell you what we're gonna bend you over. We're gonna fuck you in the butt. Then we're gonna wipe our dick on your shirt, on your curtains, and we're gonna show it to your mom.
We're going to be the last one standing.
There's just, there's one more to that. I really want to hear some Gronk. I like some Gronk, but I was thinking of something I could talk there about. It wasn't about Gronk spiking footballs. But I still want to hear Gronk after that one.
Oh, the 600-foot catch coming off of that
Yeah,
legendary.
I'm telling you, natural born
You
Gronkowski.
spike a football between her butt cheeks. I would have a pleasure spiking a football between butt cheeks.
All right, your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers,
I-
Todd?
On Aaron Rodgers.
You only got 30 seconds.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out the right way to answer this in Double Jeopardy here. Give me a second. What is a sexual disease?
Oh,
That's my final answer. I'm wagering everything. All you got stored up. That's my answer.
All right. I guess you won. I have no idea.
Something happened. But speaking of butt cheeks, I've seen this local dog around here, dragging his hinder around here.
Unbelievable.
He's like, I don't know if he's trying to race or not, but he's having some issues going on, right? So I had the same problem with old Maggers down there. And this is what I did. Hey, you're going to have to get in there, do some hand-to-hand action.
Oh, no.
With their stinky side.
Jerk off your dog?
No, she's a female.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Jiminy crickets! What kind of females do you hang out with?
You said hand in hand. I'm like, what are you talking about?
And we're talking about releasing the anal gland that makes them give their itchy butthole. Yeah. So, what I had to do is, they're like, hey, you need to probably wear gloves. I'm like, man, I don't have any gloves.
Oh,
But I happened to be hungry that night, right? This is recent.
Unbelievable.
So I was up at Gold Crown. They're giving away free gloves at the buffet to protect your plate, right? So I pocketed a couple of them, and that's how I made sure that Ann used some personal Adam and Eve lube to get in there and make sure it wasn't there.
Oh my God!
And just getting rid of it. Yeah.
This is not sports related. But it did remind me of a story.
It is sports
Do you remember
related.
Bobby
Dogs are
Schimmel?
athletes.
Robert Schimmel, Bob Schimmel, comedian. Used to be on Howard a lot.
No.
But he told this story. I think it was his last special before he died. He said that his dog got a hold of his Viagra, and his dog's like big Doberman pinscher running around the house with a giant heart on. His wife's pissed, freaking out. He's like, he didn't know what to do.
Like
so
a 4-year-old out of diapers.
Yeah.
Look what I got, bro!
So he said he calls the vet and tells the vet what happened. You know, my dog got a hold of my pills. And so the first vet's like, well, you're going to have to help him out. He's like, this could, damage him long term. He goes, well, what do you mean help him out? He's like, get some rubber gloves, get some lotion. He's like, are you telling me I got to jack off my dog? And the guy's like, well, I mean, you're kind of out of options here. So he hangs up the phone and he's sitting here looking at this dog and he's like, I just had a feeling. So I called another vet and they're like, well, yeah, you're going to have to help out the dog. And he goes, well, get some lotion, some rubber gloves. And the vet goes, no, just get a stuffed animal for him to hunch on. And he goes, God damn it, lady, am I glad I called you. It's like 5 more minutes, I'd be jerking him off with a thumb in his ass.
This is a dog. So did she call 1-800-DOG-JERK?
Yeah.
She called dog jerk. Like, how can I help you? Well, apparently they're telling me I need to jerk my Doberman off, but I need an outside opinion. I heard this is hotline.
Yeah.
Was a 1-800-DOG-JERK.
Always get a second opinion.
Yeah, Robert Kraft.
Yes, absolutely. What do you got going on, Danny? You happy with the Browns?
Well, I mean, they don't have as many needs as they usually do. You know, in the free agency, they got a lot of defensive help. So this year, they started off with a corner, and then that linebacker that fell to him from Notre Dame. Very physically gifted. He's sort of one of those lighter weight tweener type of linebackers, but it's like a hybrid strong safety. Type
He was the guy they were talking about.
No. I know who you're talking about. He had the 4.6 40, which kind of held him out. He's sluggish, but he's he makes huge plays. He makes a lot of turnovers for Notre Dame. I like that guy. I like that pick.
The guy you're talking about. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
Bushy
but
hair?
I think isn't he the one that said that he actually ran like a 4.2 or some shit like that?
No.
But he was telling people it was a 4.6 because no one believed him that he ran a 4.2 or something.
Not
but
this
the guy that I think the guy you're talking about, where they were saying that he kind of seems like he might be a little undersized for an NFL linebacker.
Yeah.
They're like, but if you see the way he plays, he can do way more with his body weight than guys can that are 30 pounds heavier than him.
Right. I think that's. I mean, he'd be a good man. 4-3 cover one safety where he's sitting in on. I like him sitting inside the zone. He could be something nice.
It'll be interesting to see how they use him. They also picked up, I think, the fastest receiver. They picked up one of those track guys, and usually those guys aren't. And this guy is not known for his football skill. I mean, he obviously played football, but he was drafted like a 4.26. I'm pretty sure he was they got that guy in the third round.
Really?
He's like a smaller
Where
guy.
did he come out of?
Oh man, it was a smaller school. Can't quite remember. Too
Northeast
much
Illinois?
information. Just this whole weekend has just been bombarded. I still have a headache from
Have
it.
you ever noticed how most? I think what is? I think the percentage of Hall of Famers actually come out of unknown colleges, like colleges that aren't huge conference colleges.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I heard something on that. I can't remember everything. I heard. Yeah, of course it can't. But
It sounds like you're on the Trey Lance train now.
I'm not on Trey Lance.
I don't know. It's a small school.
You had me going.
Future
on
Hall of
there. You had me
Famer.
going, Lance. Let me think about what that was here.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of play, and in every sport, the way that drafts come down, like you always hear those stories that, like, I know the one that for the Tampa Rays that just destroyed me forever was that we had a chance to draft Buster Posey, who's now like he's been in the league 13 years, 14 years, All-Star 10 times, catcher for the San Francisco Giants. Just a massive player, and we passed him up, and we drafted Tim Beckford instead of him, and he went to the next pick, and and Tim ended up being a complete wash, like just not even anything to talk about.
That's what the draft's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going for gold. You're pretty much your first round pick for me. It's going to be somebody you think is going to be a Hall of Fame player later. That's how much.
Well, you have to go into it with a mentality anyway, I think.
Everything after that, you're just picking the best contender.
Or do you? Do you go into it with that mentality, or you go into it with this is the hole I have to fill, and I want to get the best player I can get for that hole? Or do you go in opportunity-wise, kind of like if you're car shopping and you're like, well, I was kind of looking for a sedan, but this pickup truck's a great deal, so I'm going to take it.
You're hoping on marrying the two thoughts together. In a perfect world, you have a couple needs, and you're hoping that a position of value falls to you, so to speak. But sometimes you're just cornered in. How the Texans went quarterback, they felt they needed it so bad. That guy was probably not on the top of their board, but they just had to go.
Yeah.
So you're sort of forced into it. But
Yeah.
in a perfect world, the two would line up. You would come down, these three players are closest related, but we need this position the most out of them all. But, you see these players start falling to you, and then it's hard to pass up.
Right.
You know what I
want to
mean?
give you a good example. Is Carolina Panthers. They're the first one. They went after, was it defense right out the gate?
Did they?
I think they got a tackle or an end or something when.
Oh. Were they the ones that drafted that Alex Leatherwood from Alabama?
No.
That was the Raiders.
Oh, Raiders, okay.
Mayock was sort of overdrafted.
Man, does that name not fit the Raiders? I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
Leatherwood.
He's the one that
Come
he's the one
on.
that when they announced it, his mom jumps up and she went and grabbed him, and I'm like, I don't even know if he's the best tackle in the family. Because when she grabbed a hold of him, I'm like, man, she should be in the draft right now.
I want to give Pitts a shout out for that 3-piece he was wearing. That green, that white, the white stripes. I don't even know what he was wearing. He kind of was dressed up like a mariachi player or something. I'm not like a player, but he was the sharpest dressed there. Atlanta's kind of pissing me off because they're going to be very scary next year.
That offense is.
Yeah.
You're darn right. Yeah.
And then North Carolina. Oh man, Panthers did something good too. Saints, I'm not sure what they really did.
Hey, the Panthers stood pat with Darnold. Maybe Darnold is the bad boy that he was supposed to be when he was drafted in 2018. A lot of people said he was the best quarterback out of that draft. So he's got his chance now. He got handed
Trade Gore.
nothing in New York.
Trade Gore for McCaffrey. I'm just saying that might make a little difference. I love Gore, Frank Gore. I mean, he's always been a solid cat. Talk about recovering. I mean, he blew out nothing but knees in college football, and then he had a huge career.
Yeah.
I mean,
all time, he's up there
around.
really high
he
all
really
time.
is.
He's just lasted.
He's just solid. It's like watching Ricky Williams or something for me. It would just he's a solid cat. But let's see what happens this year.
What about with these fights going on? Any updates? We got horse racing. We got fights.
Okay, another chick fight going on here, and I'm not feeling too comfortable about it.
What was that one we just watched?
We watched Sam Hughes fight Loma
Lukbunmi. That's Loma Lukbunmi is her last name. Yeah.
Lola Lukbunmi.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good battle. Let's just call her B. She had strong Muay Thai. She was getting off a lot of teeps, a lot of plum situations, doing a lot of some judo tosses where she's getting high in the body. And she took out the decision 29-28. But Hughes, I had to take her for my DraftKings because she was the cheapest one available. I needed to take that just so I could stack the deck, hopefully up on the upside. And she did good. She didn't get knocked out. She made it a battle. She had chances to win. It was a majority 29-28, but that just shows you that takedown late in the second round, she probably would have had that fight because she owned the second round till she took a shin to the face, and then she got into a grappling match, got taken again with the same high body judo toss.
Hey, that was a close fight.
It's fun.
I don't know much about it, but that was a close fight. They were nose to nose. They were head to head. It reminded me of that preliminary horse race that happened earlier, that Jack Daniels horse race, because, it was like two horse faces being nose to nose. Am I not right?
My face is better than yours, Danny.
Unbelievable.
I got you, feeder.
Man. No, that was fun to watch. I'm always rooting for the underdog.
Man. See?
So what do you got going on to close it out for tonight?
Well, I'm going to finish watching UFC over here at the Dirt Compound. And then I might be going to Golden Corral for a little a little brunch on Sunday morning. I don't know.
Well, I did get a text message from the general manager, my wife, who said next person that loses a bet on this show should have to do Merle's anal glands.
Oh, my gosh.
Not fair. I'm going to have to go ahead and, I'll cut my hair before that.
Unbelievable.
Heather's been saying he looks. Do you watch the Marvel movies?
They'll call me Fat Thor.
She calls him Fat Thor. Do you remember? Have you seen that?
Whoa. Whoa, what happened there?
I don't know.
Wow. News, man. I think Thor just came in here. Where's he at, man? Out of nowhere, dude.
If a hammer comes through that window, you're fucked.
Oh, man. I'll take him down, dude. I'm going to get him in a leg. I'll get him in the old...
That line with that guy's all...
Oh, yeah!
That archaeologist is all drunk as fuck. You're a lot of fun, but I still don't believe you're the god of thunder.
All right, let's get out of out of here.
All right. Anything else coming up before we get out of here, Mr. Producer?
Not so much. I mean, I was just looking some numbers up because I was going to share with you guys. So when we talk about drafts, right? So obviously everybody knows the Sam Bowie, Michael Jordan story, where Sam Bowie was picked first, Michael Jordan was picked third. Obviously, one of those things, like you say, the way the draft falls. And I knew there was a story about it, so I looked it up. So Mike Trout, that plays for the Angels, highest played baseball player in the world, is he was drafted 25th overall. Yeah. So 24 guys were drafted before him, and he's arguably the best baseball player in the world. So it's pretty crazy how some of that stuff happens sometimes. Like, you really never know what what.
Sounds a little fishy.
Yeah. Can I enter one last NBL MBW?
Of course.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not sure what to call this one. Y'all can help me out. If
All
you
right.
can come up with the right NBL
Here we go.
analogy to this.
Go.
And that's going to be Bryce Harper taking a 97-mile-an-hour baseball to the dome. I'm talking right to the old Gonzo piece.
Danny, he got hit on the cheekbone with it. Like, it hit the brim of... Oh, no, it hit his wrist,
it
deflected
skipped
off his wrist,
Yeah.
and hit him right under the eye. 97 to the face.
How good does he look now?
I'm going to call this what?
He has a little cut. That's
I got
it.
the answer for this.
I guess he must have taken enough of the speed off of it with his wrist.
Wow.
That all it did was just split him.
No.
But,
he also spends a lot of time in the fields headbutting other goats, too. He's
Yeah.
a pretty tough guy.
As me and Jeff used to say all the time, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have baseball common sense.
That's why
He's
I'm
a
going to
good player.
He's going to come in. He's going to be a natural-born wanted on this one. And that fastball wanted him.
Oh, yeah.
And they got him.
Oh, yeah.
Very
I'm
nicely
in
done.
that one.
Very nicely
It's all like
done.
that. I'm out of here for tonight, boys and girls. All right. Send me home,
He's
Papa.
walking up like George Costanza. All right. Well, for our producer, Dirt, Big T, Little Oz, where's Brando? Where's Liz? I don't know, but I'm Danny Feedback. We're the Ball Busters. Come on.